thanks for joining us for this episode of the Doobert webinar. So today we're going to be looking at the animals dashboard. So the animals dashboard is a place where basically all of your animal profiles are going to live. So whether they're in a case, transport, foster space, anything like that, they are all going to be accessible through the animals tab. And we're going to be able to utilize some of the search filters in the animals dashboard to be able to decide whether or where within the Doobert that they were used. So if you're new to our webinars, typically how they work is we're going to go through just a quick slideshow and then we're going to jump into the system and we're going to demo all these processes and then jump back into the slideshow at the end for just a quick Q&A. So other than that, let's get started. So an overview of the animals dashboard is where we can view all the animal profiles being used within your Doobert account, whether they're being used, whether they're not, all things like that. They're just going to live within the animals dashboard. We have a lot of different search filters. And we can also use multiple ones at once to really narrow down our search. So I really like that feature. And then the great thing about this is that we can get a high level view of all the animal types that we have within our organization as well through some of our search filters. So just as an example, the animals dashboard, some of our search filters are right here. So this is where we can see whether they were used in transport, foster space, adoption, or a case. And then we also have a search bar right there as well. So pretty straightforward, but this is basically where you'll be able to decide where that animal profile was used. So basically search and filter. Other than that, this is good for transitioning animal profiles from one to the other as well. And then we can also search by an animal name or a foster name in this search bar here. And then looking at how to navigate the animals dashboard, we have our privacy settings right here. So as you can see, we have some that are locked. That means they're completely private. And then we have some that are unlocked with the P here. So that means it is unlocked to organizations and the general public to view that animal profile. And then we have some right here with the O, and that means that the animal profile is public to only organizations to be able to view it. So basically only if you have an organization account on Doobert, then you would be able to see this animal profile. But other than that, it's totally up to you in terms of how you want to choose your privacy setting. That is just how we can easily identify any of them. And then right here, if we have any public animal profiles with an adoption application, this is where we would be able to view the count of applications that we have. We can view them here as well. And then these right here are indicating that these animal profiles are used within a case. So this is where we can just click on that button and then it'll take us to that case that the animal profile is being used. So it's a really great way to kind of connect the dots and see where it came from. And then we have our rescue tube folder right here as well. So if there is a rescue tube bucket that is being used for this animal profile, we can click on that and view that as well. And then right here we have our pencil. This is where we can click on any of the animal profiles that we want to edit. So that is really just pretty straightforward. The animal profile is very easy to navigate, but I figured I would just kind of show you guys how to navigate it best. So that is all I have for our slideshow. So now we're going to jump into the system and I'm going to walk you guys through all the features of the animals dashboard. Okay, so now I'm in my organization dashboard right here. And before we get into the animals tab, I want to show you guys a couple resources that you can use just to help you get started and kind of navigate any of the modules that you might be interested in. So here we have our getting started guides, our tutorials, FAQs, and videos. This is where you will land basically when you log into your organization account. So down here we have a couple different getting started guides. So our animals, for example, we can click on one of these and that will take us to basically where we complete that process. But just checking out our tutorials, these are little short, I guess, articles on some of the processes. So for example, how to assign pets to your fosters, and then how to add animal profiles to Doobert, all things like that. So that's a really great resource. You can read through any of these. And then we also have FAQs, frequently asked questions about any of our modules here as well. So for example, on the subject of the animals tab, we have some really common FAQs right here if you're looking for just a quick answer. And then here we have the videos, which is my favorite. I always tell you guys. We have all the modules right here. So here we have animals tab. If we click more, we have an entire folder on basically animal processes within the animals tab. So I just want to point that out if you are interested in learning a little bit more about the modules. So other than that, we are going to head back over into our animals tab right here. and we are going to click on the dashboard. But as you can see, when you open up animals, we have the add and archive animals, available animals, we have lost pets, all things like that. So we're going to click on dashboard. So this is our animals dashboard, and these were all of the filters that I was showing you guys in our slideshow, and then also our search box right here, and then we have our advanced filters as well. So for example, I'm going to start with showing you guys how to use some of these search filters. So for transport, we have a couple different options of what status of an animal that we want to choose. So for example, we can click on a transport, we can select multiple, local ride, rescue relay, all things like that. So we can click on that, and then it's just going to load those in. So now we have all of these loaded in, and then the great thing about this is that it shows you what type of transport they are. So for example, we have the local rides, any of our rescue relays here. These are going to be our rescue relays. These are going to be our local rides with the car. Our local rides are our shorter, under 50 miles, and then our rescue relays are going to be our longer state to state, all things like that. But that's just an easy way that you can identify that. And then clearing out this filter, for example, once we clear it out, it is going to bring back all the animal profiles again. Same goes for foster. We have has a foster request, no foster, and that would be running through our foster space module. And then we have adoption, has an owner, has adoption request, or no owner. Same goes for cases, on a case or no case. So for example, majority of these are going to be within a case. But this is basically going to tell you all the animal profiles that are in a case as well. So for example, this one is in a case, but also on a transport. So that's really interesting there. But other than that, we have animal type right here, which we use this one a lot when we are looking to match them with any potential adopters, fosters. We have animal type. We have all these different types of animals. We can click on dog, for example. We can view all of our dog animal profiles here. If we have anything in their rescue tube, there's a video right here. We can click on that as well. So that's really fun. For example, we can just click on it from right here. We also have the folders here too. So this is what a rescue tube bucket looks like. Everything gets a bucket ID. We have an animal type right here, adoption, event, foster, transport, animal, all things like that. And then you can upload any videos or photos, anything like that that you want to store on the animal. So that's a really great resource. But heading back into the animals dashboard, right here we have, like I said, we have all of our adoption requests here as well. If they have any adoption inquiries, we can view that by just clicking on this. None of ours currently have any adoption requests because I am in our beta environment, but if you do take adoption requests through Doobert, that is where you'll be able to view any of your applications. Here is our privacy, so we can go ahead and change the privacy on any of these by just clicking right here. And then that's going to open the animal profile and take us over to our privacy tab. So here we can do outside our organization or only within our organization. For example, we can switch this. Then we can choose to organizations only or to organizations in the general public. Like I mentioned in the slideshow, we have two of those options there for the public profile type. And then down here on the subject of privacy settings, here is what you can choose that you want to be public or not. So you can go through and check all of these that you're interested in sharing with either other organizations or other organizations in the general public here. So you can kind of go through, pick and choose, check or uncheck all of them as well. So that's a really great resource. And then anytime you make any changes through here, always click save at the bottom. And over here is where we can add an animal profile. So this is going to be our full ad. This is where we're going to be able to manually put everything in and add as many details as we want to. Here we have the quick ad. This is where you can add like 5 at a time or more, and it kind of leaves them pretty vague, and then you kind of have to go through later and add all of your details. But if you're doing 1 at a time, this is great. But if you have maybe 5, 10, I highly recommend the quick ad. And then we also have the upload. So if you have any of your animal profiles in a, for example, a spreadsheet, you can upload that spreadsheet and it will automatically pop them in for you. Typically that is when you want to pull animal profiles from another platform and then bring them into Doobert. That is the way to do that. But other than that, if we want to edit an animal profile, we have just our edit profile right here. We click on the pencil of our animal profile of choice. So for example, if I click on Remy's, I can click the pencil And here I can see her entire animal profile as well as any advanced details if we have them. Down here, we have some likes, dislikes, all things like that. If we make any changes, always click Save. We have our clinical tab. And we also have our transport tab of the animal profile, for example, whether they crate well, flight risk, barrier aggressive, all things like that. But heading back into our dashboard, we also have the 3 buttons right here where we can archive, edit, privacy. We can transfer the animal profile, or we can create a fundraiser page, or we can also delete the animal profile as well. Other than that, that is really all we have for our animal profile. So now we're going to jump back into our slideshow and just go through a quick Q&A. So our first question is, how can I see high-level counts of how many animals that I have within my organization? So that's a great question. There's a couple different ways that we can go about this. So what we can do is we can use the CCM dashboard to view the animals within our organization, or we can also use the reporting tab as well. So I'm going to show you guys both, and then you can kind of decide what meets your preferences. So I'm going to jump back in the system here. I'm going to head up to companion case management right here and click on that dashboard. And right here, we'll be able to see animal types within our cases here as well. So it's telling us we have, for example, 83-ish cats within our cases. Our dogs, we have roughly 110 and a few others here as well. So that'll give you some of those counts. And then another way to go about this would be to head over to our reporting tab down here. So reporting, and I can choose companion case management or animals, but for this one, I'm going to click on animals reporting because we're looking at animals across all of the modules. So what we can do is click on change fields up here, and I'm going to remove all the current ones I have in here. And then what I can do is go through and click animal on a case, for example, animal privacy, general tags, group tags, all things like that. And then that's going to be able to generate us a report. And then once we export that into whatever spreadsheet viewer that you use, then it will give you that high level count on your side numbers. So for example, we can do add all, for example. That's going to give us all the animals that are in our organization, and then that's going to give us the high level count, for example, just to kind of keep it easy. But we have a lot of different fields in here. If you want to pick and choose, we can do animal type if we're looking to see how many dogs, cats, all things like that. And then if we want to break it down by breed, we can do that as well too. So you can go through here and choose any fields that you would like to get those high level counts. So our next question is, how can I remove an animal profile from a case or unlink it? So this is a really great question because, for example, if you're going through the process of an owner surrender case, so you have your owner surrender case with that animal profile linked to the person who surrendered it, and then now it's time to transfer that animal profile over to a foster, we're going to want to unlink that, for example. So just kind of give you guys like a practical way to do this. So I'm going to go into the animals dashboard and show you guys how we can find that case and unlink it. So I'm going to head back into the system right here, and then right here we have this cases. So I am just going to click on any of them. I'm going to click on this one because I made this. And then that's going to pull open this case right here. So we have this animal profile in here. So what we're going to do is we can click on remove animal profile, and then that's going to unlink this case from the animal profile. And then that animal profile is going to be available for us to add to a new case. So that is kind of how that would work. All we would click is just this remove animal right there, and that's it. So other than that, that is all I have for today's webinar. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope to see you in our future webinars. For any questions, feel free to reach out to us at help@Doobert.com, and either myself or any of my team members will be able to help you.